Welcome. I don't like that right now. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to this general energy update. Welcome returning in new subscribers. This is your goddess, high priestess, empress, Alba La Bandera, straight from Montavis to you. So, I was definitely going to do a pre-pull before this. I ain't going to front, but I didn't. So here we are. So let's get to it. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of Mama Universe and Papa Universe. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of my angels, spirit guides, ancestors. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of the gods and goddesses that flow through me as me for you and I collective to use our minds. I to see, always in connection to the Most High. Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right, y'all. So here we are. Here we are. Let me see where this is going. Blessings, beloved. Where is this going here for the collective at this moment? Fourth house. Okay. Your home, 144. And the roots of your being, cosmic home. What about the cosmic home here for the collective, my dear? What about the cosmic home here, the roots of the collective's being, those who are tuned in and tapped into this message, either live or on a replay? Contemplation. Again, this energy, like some of you are homesick, or some of you are seeing your reality and are in this space where you're like, yo, this shit don't happen where I'm from. It gets handled a different way, which is why it won't happen. Then we got miracles here at the bottom of the deck. Decisions and hope. Ooh. See that ship in the back? That rainbow? All spectrums of light. That just gave me the energy of Ring of Fire. Which is where you have a lot of volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. This don't happen where I'm from because things will be handled differently, immediately. So this is giving me the vibe of humanity taking advantage of what time is, but no longer being in a state where that is allowed, which now means having to be more accountable for one's actions, being more responsive and aware of what actions are going to be taken. Waiting here is at the bottom of the deck. Your abundance is at stake here. And why is that? It's at the bottom. The truth. Your abundance is at stake as it corresponds to the truth about where and what it is, what it means for you to move forward, where you're moving forward. It is a decision that has to be made here. Your abundance is at stake because you have contemplation abundance. And some of you are having to break from certain traditions here with the fourth house. It's like you're the first to do something here. There's a decision. This could be whatever decision you're choosing to take action on. You could be the first to do that. Let me see what comes up under hope. We have recognition, though. You may have gone through a particular stage or still on that stage where you're not being recognized for what you're doing. This is giving me, what card is that in the Psychic Tarot? Is that Three of Pentacles? recognition and reward. I'm going to have to pull that up too. What's this? Go with the flow. It says go with the flow and inner knowing. Ooh, ancestral knowledge is kicking in. Go with the flow, inner knowing. Huh. Okay. Okay. Let me get it down here. That was a sparrow. It's 5:35. Give me a second. Let me get this in here. The cashews. My bad. I got y'all in a minute. Give me a second. When I get through this. What time is it? 5:35. 17:35. 5:35. All right, 5:35. What's your message? What's the message? Chirping now too. Sparrow. 5:35. Connected to numbers 1261, 660, and 110. November 14 or 11/14, March 12th. No justice, no peace. Key to the abyss. Walnuts. Walnuts. Walnut. Assistance with mental gifts. Last 2 years, Page of Swords. Walking away from what no longer serves you. Saturn in Pisces. Intelligence, wisdom, and inspiration will come under its realm. As far as the walnut, it resembles the grain. Okay. It also helps in weight loss. Something definitely to do with Saturn and December. Or just Saturn's energy. Karmic lesson, karmic vibe. For money and prosperity, keep a bowl of walnuts on your table. Replace when you eat them. Also gives off the power of Jupiter. And you know what? Jupiter is quite visible. Very visible. Very visible. Greetings, beloved. Welcome. Thank you for liking the video, y'all, which means you wash your hands before coming here. It's like staging yourself before you walk up in here. Now, let me go back to the gematria. Ooh, wrong thing. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Bring back my journal. Thank you. Okay, we're back on that. All right, so there could be a lot of shifting of views right now. Like things are coming all from all locations. See, as soon as I say like the video, the likes and the views start to match up, and it'd be funny though. I guess some people would rather have their hands dirty, huh? So it's connected to Jupiter, the Sun, zodiac signs, Gemini, Leo. You could be going through some legal situations here, Leo. Gemini, Leo, Virgo, the elements of air and fire, the powers connected to change, fertility, healing, inspiration, intentions, protection, and wealth. It's connected to you can't make this shit up. It's connected to masculine energy, and why I'm smiling like that is because It's like the last, let me see, 2 hours. I was like, love goddesses and love gods have the strongest wrath, the strongest wrath. And that was coming up as I was looking up information in regards to um, the scent of cinnamon apple. And it would pull up the harvest of Mabon, which is connected to the fall equinox, but also connects to Aphrodite. Ah, what is going on here? What eye is this? The right eye? Taurus again, which came up in the live too. So this speaks of the second house. Taurus says I have, and the second house is all about emotional security, possessions, finance. Possessions could be won by a spirit and also one's material belongings. So being mindful of your material belongings and who they would gift it to you by. If you receive gifts, you could still have lurking energies in your home from people. I don't play with that shit. I feel like me and your spirit disconnected, our purposes on two different paths to the point of detriment. I'm throwing anything I've ever received from you out. I don't play. I don't play like that. Because all I'm doing is giving you, your space to not even have to reconnect with I energetically. Because then that's your ass. Because that's what I'm saying. The gods of love, the goddesses of love have a very strong wrath. So whoever you are, you could have a lot of Cancer energy in your chart, or one of your dominant planets is the moon, or you have a rising sign at a moon degree, which would be 4 degrees first and foremost. One second. You could have a rising sign at 4 degrees, 16 degrees, or 28 degrees in terms of having a rising sign at a moon degree. Let me pull another astrology card here. What's this at the bottom? Communication. Some of you're experiencing delays in communication. Sources telling you to relax. This is actually an ideal moment for you to step into solitude, because miracles, there's a lot that's happening behind the scenes here, especially when it comes to different ships you've been on to realize your core values. Friend, fry, end. Certain core values that you have are ending, therefore certain partnerships are going along with it. And this is what you could also be recognizing. So that way you can use your discernment when it's time to break free, because you're receiving support from the Most High, your ancestors, your spirit guides, your cosmic family, to bring in more awareness, to free your spirit, because your blessings are on the way. You just have to trust that this moment of re-energizing is going to give you more than contentment here. This is also the Ace of Pentacles. So there's an opportunity that you're seeking. And that opportunity that you're seeking is matching the vibrations as to what's going on around you right now, right, right now. Yeah, definitely an ancestor of love or of David. So I pulled up right, and he gave me Ruth. Okay. What else we got going on here? Fourth house, you could have this sign or energy of Aquarius in the fourth house. So there's unpredictable changes that could be happening when it comes to the root of your being or your home. So this could be a move also. 544, 1744, 744 is the lion. What's this? Augusta, your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. And right now she's in Aquarius. What was that? 24 degrees. And this came up in the live here on Instagram. Let me just see something. Go ahead and take 4 deep breaths. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 4. Take 4 deep breaths. Inhale for 4, exhale. Hold and exhale for 4. You do what you do, and you see it the way you see it. And all of the self-conscious overlays and each and every self-manipulation in whatever direction dissolves when the space is clear. So there's this big energy around as far as like clearing the air or clearing space. Clearing the air or clearing space. Uranus is here. Now, this would speak of unpredictable change, intuition, genius, which means you are prone to coming up with solutions to any problem or issue. Individualism in the most authentic way. Independence, the higher octave of Mercury. Beautiful enough that Mercury is retrograde to even bring this out because Uranus is also retrograde. So this could bring a lot of social reform by inspiring your energy of the rebel to even step into the field of inventions. You have this electricity flowing through you at this moment that's going to help you to join the personal to the collective consciousness with those that match your vibration, not with what does not. And I feel like this is also where Source is asking you to go with the flow. Going with the flow means to really analyze what it is that you're feeling emotionally as it's going. That's why the moon was mentioned, because the moon goes through cycles every 28 days, 28 to 30 days. It goes through a full cycle, right? Some of you divine feminines have to be more mindful as to which moon cycle your menstrual is coming on, and divine masculine too, be more aware of that as well. Because if we're speaking of the new moon, this is all about a clean slate to take the lid off of hidden potentials or bring a dream into a physical reality. Waxing crescent is connected to courage, moving forward, having more faith. So this could be you having a cycle at that moment to release anything that prevents you from having that type of courage and faith. First quarter, it's helping you to release anything that will connect you further through challenges due to not having confidence or lack of commitment to what it is you want to do. Waxing gibbous, this is tweak, hone, and adjust. So anything that prevents you. So when I mentioned the moon phases and what I say thereafter, as far as the description, whenever you're going through your menstrual cycle, this is how I would visualize it. This is what you're releasing to prevent you from connecting to this particular cycle. Now, the waxing gibbous is about tweak, hone, and adjust. The full moon is results, forgiveness, gratitude. Waning gibbous is relax, accept, regroup, also the disseminating phase. The third quarter is connected to reevaluate, balance, and trust. And then you have the waning crescent, which is also the balsamic, but it speaks of healing, soothing, and serenity. We go back to the new moon after the waning crescent. So pay attention to when your cycle is coming so you can see what it is that you're releasing. This is what it means to be tapped in. Okay, because each time you're releasing, it's a renewal of your womb, it's a renewal of your sacral energy. But you'll give yourself a deeper access to that renewal the more you know how that your cycle is connected to the natural cycles of nature as we have the moon present now. So should a whole nother age from now, let's see what age of Capricorn, instead of following the moon, people may be following, let me see, you'd be fucked up if you out here following Pluto. That'd be a whole nother that'd be a whole nother scenario. Imagine if Pluto was the moon. Imagine if the moon that you look at today was Pluto and you had to go through the cycles of Pluto. Chill. Every chill. Scorpio energy coming out a little strong right now. Chill out for a bit, okay? But anyway, let's see what else we got here for y'all. Okay. The third house. Your potential to learn something in your local neighborhood. And then you got the fourth house coming out here first. Some of you have situations that you have to heal from your childhood in a particular neighborhood. There's a memory that you have in a particular neighborhood when you were a child. For some of you, realizing what that is allowing you to expand. So you could be asked to go back to that to see how far you come. Others of you have to go back to that moment and really dig up all of that gunk and sorrow and pain and get that shit out of your system so you can connect to your sacred spiritual center. Because whatever it is that you're asking for is pending based on something from your neighborhood. This could be the neighborhood that you're in now, the name of the neighborhood, or the block or street that you live on. Healing anything associated with the male genital or sexual organs. Apple tree. Apples have been coming up today. Apples have been. This is number 8. I may pull out my Orisha deck, but I'll see how the vibe is if it's necessary. Because wow. This is the rune of ancestry, ancestral inheritance. spiritual and physical guidance on your journey, womb of the goddess, increase and abundance, Hawthorne. Let me go back into this gematria right quick. What was Sparrow? What you telling me, boo? Let me see what the Sparrow talking about. Maybe there. Shuffle this. Intuitive logic. Message Sparrow. 38. My father is the sea Olokun's energy, going beneath the surface, underworld, toil and labor, pathway. Your gifts are through the path of the underworld. There goes another 8. Something about you going through the underworld showing you all the false people in your life, which is also why you may have subconsciously decided to back out of the spiritual journey, but not fully knowing why, because you may not have wanted to see what you have seen or about to see. Some of you have already seen it. We have mature woman that came out in reverse. So this is like an authority figure, feminine authority figure, who had a strong hold over your decisions. The moment you decided, this could easily be somebody not to telling you not to take a spiritual path, or really giving you reasons as to why you shouldn't, or just putting a lot of negativity around you, and a negativity that won't develop into a positive is what I'm saying. So putting you into the abyss. This could be somebody who does have the keys to the abyss, but it's because they want to get out of the abyss themselves. But there's a lot of traumatic experiences that's preventing the sight of wanting to step out of the abyss. And that's some deep shit. That is some deep shit. Okay? Who is this message coming from here? See the journey again. Speaking of, but I'm saying again because it's showing up here. What's the message of high honor? All right. Something about the recent events also is clearing the path. You can see a lot of organizations moving differently because of recent events. 9725. 9725. You lucky thing, and then it has a whole bunch of gibberish after that. No drag. Hidden message. It makes perfect sense that the purpose of humanity is to honor, respect, and love Father God and accept His Son, Christ, and one day I will make sure everyone hears this. 10032. That's an NY zip code. Let's see. What's around here? No, excuse me. Well, yeah. What's around here? Come on. The fuck? Washington Heights. So for what I know about Washington Heights, one of the main things that's in that area has to do with the Armory Track and Field Center, which is sponsored by New Balance. And that's what's coming to mind, New Balance, a new order, but new balance, new justice. And I feel like that has to do with sovereign beings coming into play. Mhm. The coffin, the end of unemployment. We have the courthouse here. Yeah. Thief, courthouse, despair, and the coffin. Sovereignty. Keyword. Governing yourself. Then we got the main female coming out here. The mature woman is in reverse and the main female is upright. That's connected to 9-2, Venus in Virgo. That's why the walnuts come up. Mental abuse. Greetings. False person also always connects to fear, false evidence appearing real. 928, Two of Swords. What's happening 928? That was just 3111 on the timer. 928, what do we got? As far as the Astros is concerned, Venus enters Libra, therefore coming out of Virgo. 9-2 is connected to Venus in Virgo. But we also have here Mercury trine Pluto, which brings forth deeper communications, mental insights into secrets, hidden, forbidden, and psychological matters. You have been picking up on that shit quite soon, quite early here. With Mercury conjunction Venus, this is also occurring around this time, which is great for new beginnings in love, receiving great news. It's going to allow you to express your feelings much clearer, bringing stability when it comes to communication with your partner. Therefore, also success in negotiations. So, distant horizons. Let me see. 36, 36. That's Jupiter in Pisces. Okay. Mental blocks are being removed here. A lot of mental blocks are being removed. Mental blocks being removed. Yeah, you see how he's holding his head here? Mental blocks that prevent you from taking action. Unexpected income is here at the bottom of the deck. Mental blocks being removed. Expect the unexpected is a message of concern. From a main male, we have the main female here. This almost feels like somebody asking somebody out to them, honestly. Ooh. Message of concern with this 1419 family. Okay, this could just be if you have people who are in homes, like elderly people in homes or anything in regards to that situation, you could be receiving calls as to where to shift funding. Okay. Then we have the official person. What is this official person coming in with? This is the courthouse. This is someone with a lot of power, but they also have a lot of love, is what I'm feeling too, though. Because this is the energy I'm reading from at this moment. It's a god or goddess of love, but also with a very strong wrath, so you can see through a whole lot of shit. Okay, so 222, official person in the house. What about this house? Courtship. Some of you could be entering a new partnership where it includes you moving in with this person, like you have an in-depth conversation that allows you to move forward with such a big step. taking action on this type of decision on whether to move in with someone. Now, this could be why it wouldn't be so hard to do so is because you may have connected to this person 2019, or this is someone coming back from 2008. And I feel like that in-depth conversation has a lot to do with both of you experiencing your dark night of the soul, what that meant to you. Also not realizing that you have a similar way of figuring life out for yourselves. And this is also why the universe reconnected you. Community, reconnection. Something's close by. Something is near you here. Something that was distant is near you. 3553. Something that was distant is near you. Some of you may be stepping out of this place of work that you're in because it came out with the occupation card upright, but then as it landed on the table, as you put your cards on the table, some of you are going to be able to come out of a situation where you're now working for yourselves. Oh, straight like that. Privileged lady. Yeah. Okay. Let me see what else is coming out here. So what's next? What's next would be the main male, number 1, magician, manifestation. This could also include a child. And you have, she came out. She was like, yeah, that's what it is. Yes, okay. Which, be mindful of your expectations. Okay. Notice how privileged ladies, number 12. You have the 1 here, which is also the magician. This is 28, nonetheless, 128. But the 8 here is a false person. Here we have an expectation. Some of you are leaving this behind. You probably felt like where you would be in this privileged lady, state privileged man energy, where basically you're not worried about anything in life. You thought this has to do with something of your past, and then this could be that thing that returns, but you're prepared for it now. You're not self-sabotaging it. The other side of it is some of you are walking away from that and really going towards what would really be putting you into this position. Not with these false people. Just saying. Now, I'm going to take all these cards up and I'm going to do another spread. This energy feels quite I'm just seeing a spiral. Be spontaneous. I'm just seeing a spiral. Be spontaneous in your healing endeavors. Okay. There we go. Dreaming. Something in your dream state here that you're being asked to be spontaneous with. Something in your dream that you're being asked to be spontaneous with. What is this? What is this? This popped out. Some of you who are connected to affordable housing, you could have received a message where you have been given just like loads of money. You're like, what? Yeah. A wish is coming true. A wish is coming true. Whatever your wish is, but I am seeing somebody wishing for a particular amount. And this pops through. Look, you see this? This is what I'm saying. Mature man, sudden wealth, and the message of concern is just like, oh shit, did I really just get that? Yeah. I also had this vision of some of you going through an interview where you're living the life that you manifested. And that's exactly what you're saying. And as you're saying that, you're manifesting much more on top of that. Because you're looking at everything and you're like, this is something I would say. That, not if, look, that ain't no condition, but like I envisioned myself doing, I was like, yeah, see this? Manifested all that shit right there, okay? All of it. So this could be a person. So be spontaneous about what again? About work. Tell me more. Look at that mature man here. Yeah. Spontaneous about work. Tell me more. What about it? Some of you have the potential to manifest a family business here. Or you could be receiving the inheritance of a particular gift that is actually destined for you and only you, but you have to go through a certain experience in order to take the lid off of that potential. Let's go lead you to a house. Buying that mansion, mega mansion you want with the view of the ocean. See that? Get it? Okay. This is not for all. Since 2020, you realize that there's something that occurs either on the 3rd, 8th, or 21st. Whether if it's in March or August. Something always happens on the 21st. This is also in connection to your gift here, as far as your intuition is concerned. The 17th could also be significant here. This is a point in your life that is a catalyst, but it's also a crisis moment. So this could also be connected to your vertex. Concern. What's the concern about here? Something that you may have felt that was far away, but in all actuality, it was moving more like a veil in your life. So it's always around you, but you had to wake up, rub the coal off your eye. Okay. This could be an odor. See, some of you have maternal issues, others paternal issues, because both of these mature being cards came out in reverse. And with that, with the walnut coming up in Jupiter, some of you have a very strong connection to a certain ability you have, right? And it became stronger because of a particular, let's say, ingredient wasn't added to it. So with this mature man coming up here, some of you were supposed to inherit a home from your paternal figure, beats 4422, because they're very wise. They're very knowledgeable, but not so wise in terms of applying that knowledge, always being mentally imprisoned here. And this is that concern from their elders, looking down like, what happened? Now, For those of you who connected to that message, you could have people in your life that would wonder why. You could have a lot of Capricorn placements, which means you would have to endure certain levels of experiences before you get to where you're going, in order to make sure you have your head on your shoulders, because the type of wealth that's coming to you, you gotta have it's ain't nothing to be playing with. It's not, you know, a mobile type of wealth. It's generational, so permanent basically. And you're restarting the bloodline in terms of being able to connect to that type of success or wealth. Now, you may have people in your surroundings at this time where they're wondering why you're not doing something, or you should be doing this, or you should be doing that. But they will never be able to understand, and stop getting these people to understand where you're coming from, or even explaining your side of the story, because they will never be able to. They don't have the cells that are awakened to even have the capacity to hear what you have to say. So this is going back to somebody says you're being selfish, just say thank you. But you're literally breaking down all of these barriers, all of this fear that's connected to having the knowledge but not applying it into the space of wisdom. Okay. Now, this is also where you have parents that may, because I've seen this before, where I saw, the boy was probably what, 9 years old, 9 to 12 years old, and he was pissed off. Sometimes when these kids have attitudes, most parents don't realize, well, a lot of this attitude that they have is all of the dark night of the soul that you were supposed to go through, but you gave birth to it. So it's one of those things where, listen, this is also where certain parents can go wrong, where they are making their child their friend, and it can turn into something like that. Now, this could be you too, growing up. And these are some of the things that you're breaking down. Like, when I say I get to the bottom of situations, I'm not looking at the person that you was with. Yeah, that's a part of it, but why did you choose that person? Is there something that your soul wants you to learn as to why you chose to be with that person? Or why this person was sent to you, or why you even chose this job, or why you even chose this path of study when you went to college, or whatever you decided to do. You know? So yeah. The community keeps coming out. See something about the neighborhood here. Some of you live in a neighborhood that the reason why it may have like this dark shadow over it, because there's a lot of um, high vibrational energy there. The same, okay, as high as it may be in terms of the darkness or the shadow, is equivalent to the light that it has. And some of you are there for that particular reason. Okay, so let me see what else is coming out here. That was a message for some. That's why I titled this General Collective Message, because yeah, it's collective. It's collective. Hold on. Be spontaneous. So let's see what else the mermaids are talking about. Inner knowing. Let me get some tarot cards on that. Who was this for? This inner knowing. Clarify this for me. Be spontaneous, inner knowing. Let's get some tarot cards for you, boo. The Devil card. I'm going to switch decks. I'm going to keep that one out. What's at the bottom? This is a no-no. These two together, it's a lot of binding spells. So these are conversations, similar to what I just said before, in terms of where people feel like you should be in a different state. Here's my thing. Conversations that people have versus using spiritual tools for spells are actually stronger conversations. This is why I'm always, headstrong about be mindful of who you're around. No one's here to understand you, because you could be casting a spell on yourself through that conversation of getting somebody to understand you. Notice how much confusion starts to occur when you sit here explaining yourself. Where it's like, but you just said this, but you just said that. After listen. Let me pull y'all cards for you. I'm not even gonna do that to y'all, because we're gonna get to the happiness and joy of this. But why is the Devil card here, please? This is something you're giving all your strength and power to. Because I said but. And your glutes are one of the strongest muscle on your body. That's where you sit. That's where you ground yourself. One of the main places where you ground yourself. Why is the Devil here with this be spontaneous and inner knowing? Fuck, bro. What is this? And my candle just what's up? 622, 1822. 18 is the moon card. 22. If there was a major arcana and it went from 1 to 22, 22 will be the world card. Okay. 15, 13, 313. If we're looking at a 12-hour clock, 15, 13 is 313. Be mindful as to what it is that you're following between now and the 25th. I ain't gonna say that shit again. Temperance is here. Temperance is here. This is patience. And this whole time, you saw how I was looking like this? Because I'm like, oh yeah. My higher self is definitely the other version. It's one of the highest versions of myself. It's part of the Galactic Council. Is here right now, because there's a lot of things I would normally say that I haven't even said yet. And I notice how patient I'm being. That's Queen of Swords energy too, 313. Tell me more about this here. Jupiter in Pisces. Meaning, here's what I'm gonna say. And I want you to hear me very clearly. Okay? See this magician at the bottom of the deck? This is all I'm saying here. And you saw how he was connecting that false person energy, right? Now, Jupiter in Pisces, when it goes into Pisces, it'll be at a 29th degree. Okay? Now, that's a very high degree for Jupiter, God energy, in the sign of Pisces, divination. Now, Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces, also the ruler of Sagittarius. So this is a lot of divination and magician-like energy. These false energies that are playing with these tools, and for whatever reason you're using it for, be very mindful as to what readers you're watching. That's another message. Don't mention any other readers in my chat about a video that you saw. No disrespect to them, but we're not doing that here. If it's not in alignment to what I'm seeing in the reading or in the messages, do not mention any other readers in the chat. This is why some of y'all, when y'all request readings, you don't hear from me. We in a different. That's wild, because the next soca tune that comes up is called No Behavior. Be very selective, even if that means me. That's how real I am. I don't give a fuck about the quantity. For me, it is quality. Quality over quantity over here, just like it is respect over loyalty over here. I ain't looking for nobody's loyalty. And if you are an emperor, you're an empress, and you in your power, and you in your space, and you do what you do, don't come up over this space thinking you doing the same shit. That ain't gonna go down like that, boo. Okay? Because one thing I don't do is, one thing any reader shouldn't even be doing is tapping into other people's energies without them asking you. Celebrities included. You can do that shit for entertainment purposes if you want to, but this is not from where I come from. That's not what we do. That's not what we do. We're here to bring joy back to the planet, not more catastrophe and this type of bullshit that you see going around here. Okay? So be very mindful as to what it is that you are placing the sight of your eyes when it comes to your Taurus energy. The North Node is in Taurus. Here's what I'm going to tell you. While Mercury is in retrograde, don't give Mercury the reason when it goes direct to give you exactly what you've been playing around with in terms of things that you're watching, because all these planets are retrograde. A lot of y'all know better. A lot of y'all, your intuition tells me to tell you, don't be sitting here doing these type of things now. Because when you come to me, you're going to get real uncomfortable. And I don't mind making you uncomfortable for you to shift. But if you get uncomfortable and want to act stupid with it, that's going to be the last thing you're going to do. Okay? So, that's why I said goddesses of love and gods of love have the strongest wrath. You know how many abilities you have because you are a true spiritual warrior? Why do you think we isolate ourselves the way we do away from people? See right through all the fuckery. Then you want to sit around and play with these tools. That shit over for that. You better off playing with your family and your kids and everybody else than playing with these spiritual tools of symbolism. Make sure your emotional security is intact before you start messing with these energies now. Okay, let's continue. We were just talking about the moon earlier. Here we have the chariot, and here we have the ten of swords. The end of all this betrayal and the backstabbing, because those are two sphinx that's pulling this chariot here now. That's a whole empress. Most other cards will have the chariot with the emperor, but this deck has the empress, the matriarch, the shift of the mind. See, this is going to be a different go crazy when it comes to this type of shift of the mind, when it comes to the maternal energy, which is a nurturing energy. And some people really don't know what nurturing is or what love is. And those of you who do, this is basically you here from this point. It's like you went through a major death process where now all the swords are being pulled out of you. But right now, while the planet's in retrograde, you can feel every single sword that's being pulled out of your back, out of your legs, out of whatever. Some of you got 7 of them shits in your head. I'm just talking from my Venus and Scorpio energy at this point, because come on now. Be spontaneous with your inner knowing. This is trusting your intuition before it makes sense, because it's going to lead you right to the Ten of Cups. That's the foundation of all of this. This is why I'm saying a lot of you are stepping into this stage in your life of generational wealth, whatever wealth means to you. And for me, the main thing when it connects to wealth is health. So you're getting to this space where you're able to heal yourself, and that's huge, because you don't have to put your life or your body in the hands of another, because you don't know yourself. Because a lot of these systems actually, close the door on people that look like you to even know what there is, or what's the possibility of treating you for anything that you may come across. You know what I'm saying? So what else here? What you got? Right on top of the double card is the Six of Cups. Scorpio energy. All right, so let me see. What about the Scorpio energy? We got the Hermit here. This is Virgo season. You know what I'm getting the image of? Of somebody that want to play like a G, but when it's time to be a G, you can't find them. That's what I'm sensing. When it's really time to be a G, you can't find them nowhere. You had all that mouth before. Where you at now? Where you at now? And I grew up not being that person that I don't do the group fighting thing. That ain't me. That was never me. I handle this shit on my own. I'm fuck. Let me tell you something. So I don't do groups. No, I don't. And what I'm saying is for some of you to hear that as well. Like, there's group setting shit to an extent. Yeah, this is the age of harmony, the age of the collective, but it's more so from a space of telepathy. If you ask me, what's this? Communication is key. Noon and Gemini, so a clean slate when it comes to communication. Step out of your comfort zone. You're very close to achieving your goal. What do you need to release? Show the world the real you, and you know exactly what you have to release. Like this. They'll leave themselves. They'll leave themselves. Nothing is yet set in stone. But the end to a tough cycle approaches. But what do you need to release? Let me get some cards on that. What do they need to release here for the collective present that are resonating with this message? What do they need to release? Okay, yeah. There's a lack of release. What do you want them to release? No. What is that you want them to release? Two of Swords, Moon and Libra, emotions connected to certain partnerships. Which one specifically? Tell me more. What partnership exactly? The Empress, Taurus or Libra. So if it's not a specific Taurus or Libra, this is something that's blocking you from your emotional security, making you emotionally insecure. There's a lot of drama. You're connected to people with a lot of drama. You could be somebody that just connected two people, but out of those two people, there's one person that got a lot of karmic shit in their life, which makes you connected to that. Like this. Welcome, Goddess. Welcome, Deagle. What is this? The Four of Cups. Moon in Cancer. So this, some of you, the reason why your wishes aren't coming true the way you see it and visualize it is because you're surrounded by people who are using external substances to get to the end of a tough cycle, rather than assessing or going into hermit mode to complete the cycle, to step into a new beginning here. The Fool card. What's this? This came out reverse. 10 of Cups and 8 of Swords. For some of you, you can think that you're being psychically attacked. No, you're attacking yourself. This ain't got nothing to do with the psychic. Well, if we're speaking of that, this could be your own psyche. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at what I just said. But yeah. Having to make a decision here with the Lovers card. Here we got the sirens coming through now. Like you said, cut them cords, or I'm coming for your ass too. I don't think you want Archangel Michael coming for you. It's kind of like, it just shows me of a person taking a particular action and becoming and being embarrassed at the same time, because Michael would be a masculine energy. Kali would be more of the feminine, so doing more of the intuitive psyche work, but also the action too, because this is what I'm saying. Feminine energy ain't nothing to play with, man. It's not. Give me a second. So when I mentioned also not to mention any other tarot readers, if you don't hear me mentioning them, don't put that in my chat. If you don't like the way I do shit over here, get the fuck up on out of here then. Respectfully. I know what type of time we in. Shifting what time is to the art of it. Mm-mm. But anywho, let's continue on with these messages, shall we? And if no one in the chat asks you for advice, don't advise anybody. Go on your own channel and do that. There's one thing about me as a projector that I am, and I move that way. Me doing this live and going live, that's you already accepting an invitation, or me putting my information out there, you bringing yourself in, is you inviting me into your space to give you clarity about your energetic auric field. Okay. But there's this thing called waiting before responding. You know what I'm saying? Because I see through a lot of shit. Because you'll see where people were giving advice, and then your next comment got something to do with that same advice you just gave. You need to take that shit for yourself. So that confusion is unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? So and if a thought come across your mind where you feel like, who does she think she is, and all this other stuff, she's so young. Don't think you know my age, because my physical age ain't got nothing to do with the real one. Okay? I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. This material world is so fucked up that it's just like, I see why the true spiritual warriors are here, because the us that are here, this ain't new to you. Part of us being in this manner, when I get like this, is because I start seeing the moment I'm like, yo, I could have been chilling in my blocks and my spikes, running on my track, but I gotta come here and do this and really put that type of energy into this, because y'all really out here doing some fuck shit with an amazing tool or resource to connect to the cosmos. But you want to please your emotional insecurity? Come on now. This is why when I get like this, two people look at me like, what the fuck? Because when I'm sweet, I'm very sweet. Like, it's easy. You'll feel like it's easy to take advantage of you. You don't even know what the fuck. So be spontaneous with inner knowing. And then you have, ooh, this comes out again. What is the hope message about? Let me pull some moon cards here. What is the hope message about? What are you hoping for? What are you hoping for? I don't like bullies. That's my thing. Or people who try to move like one, insult to do it because you are one. But you don't realize that. Or you have been and you ain't healed from it. So I don't like that shit. Let's see here. What's the hope about? Wait. Hoping that your commitment is not being tested. And why is that? Because it's going to show you where you're not believing in the impossible, knowing that you are living this reality and you can make anything possible. This is also a blue moon. Oop, 2 cards. Your commitment is being tested. Hoping your commitment is not being tested. Because it's going to show you where you're letting pride get in the way and where you're not seeing yourself as good enough. So this is somebody who calls you selfish and you really feel some type of way. When all you're doing is getting back to yourself. But there's a certain paradigm shift you would have to see it that way, where you are getting back to yourself. And that most don't have a clear understanding due to a lack of transformation within their own lives as to what the word selfish is really speaking of. Ish means something like self. Ish, something like. So, and then you have you are not good enough. That could be you feeling that way, but you're more than that. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. Where we at? 9 months from now. So you could be planting a seed at this moment. So if you're planting the seed at this moment, be mindful of your conscious awareness, because that is the seed that you're planting. That is the water that you're giving to that seed that you're planting, or the idea that you're planting. Because once you give birth to this idea or this child, they can exude certain parts of yourself that you feel that shows you about yourself that you may not be comfortable to see, but you have more than enough time to see this. But this could be something that you've constantly swept under the rug. Or this could be you and the parent and what you're rising from the ashes from. I feel like we're going to be on here for a long time tonight for some reason. Emotions are running high. Okay, there's that reason. You're very close to achieving your goals. So this is like giving birth now. Some of you from something you planted 9 months ago. December, January. You're going through the labor pains. You're being asked to push. Don't let your past hold you back. Let's see what this is talking about. Don't let your past hold you back. Show the world the real you. And they'll easily move out the way. I'm telling you. The ones that are bold, hey,